Now, I wish we could talk for another 2 hours, but
We've run out of time.
Hold you from the amazing things that are in France right now. But so I'm wondering if you could distill some advice for professors, practitioners, and students based on your experiences. What are kind of the top things, like what would be your top pieces of advice for those three different groups? So, well, let's start with professors and students, and then you can lead with practitioners. So what do we professors need to know and keep doing, or what should we do better? And then students and then practitioners.
Can I bundle
Sure.
all three together?
We can juggle.
Because I'm just thinking, I think the answers are probably quite similar in that I think stepping outside the discipline, whether you're an academic, and this is how I found incredibly helpful. Stepping outside the discipline, whether you're a student practicing, doing advertising, whether you're a professor teaching, whether you're a like a senior person in the ad industry, stepping outside the industry without an agenda, and just talking to people about what they're doing, why they're doing it, is incredibly helpful, because you realize that we live in a bubble of assumptions, and live in a bubble of opinions and conventions, and just often when you step away from those things, you realize that those you see them for what they are, and sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's you need to change what you're doing. And one of the things I've tried to do, and I was forced to do it because I was trying to build a new life for myself, but it was have interesting conversations with interesting people, and that meant going out of my comfort zone and stepping away from the kind of people I was talking to normally. And I've yet to find somebody who didn't want to have a conversation and didn't enjoy me picking their brains or something, and then didn't help me when I said, "Is there anybody you think would like to talk to me? And is there anybody like me who you think would be interesting?" I think also just being generous with your time, and I know that's a related thing, which is you offering to help other people do their stuff is just really helpful way of getting that. For me, is the secret to networking. But also, I think it relates back to the both of those things, which is think about what people are trying to do, the jobs to be done. So if you're a professor, what are your students trying to do in the world, not what the current things that they've got available to them are. And it's the same thing with the practitioners or students. Like just taking a step back and looking at what they're trying to do rather than how they're doing it is just a fundamental skill that I'm still practicing. And don't be afraid to try other things. And again, I probably wouldn't have. We wouldn't be having this conversation if I hadn't tried other things. It's been fucking scary, to honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm in a really good place now, but it was very difficult because it requires you trying to evolve from something you were into something you could be. So I think those would be I'm bundling all three of them, aren't I? I think those are be the things that I would recommend.
I'm on board with that. And I would say, do you think that boils down to empathy? Because it sounds like, that's a core concept in psychology, which is sort of the core of your,
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. Empathy is just very difficult to do. And it takes time, and it's very difficult for us to actually, even though we say, we walk in somebody else's shoes, it's very difficult to do that because you come with all those biases, and it's very difficult to slot yourself into other people's biases, not just their shoes. If that makes sense.
It does.
Much harder than it looks.
Well, thank you, Saul, for meeting with us. And I know this is one of many more conversations to come. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. I'm going to write a load of things down because I've made connections that I hadn't done before. So thank you for the opportunity.
That book you're going to write on purpose.
Thank you very much. Hey, listen, thanks again, and I'll speak to you soon.
That's great. Likewise. You take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.